Hi everyone, this is Diane. Today is August 27th, I believe. Yes, August 27th. So if you remembered, if you watched the video about my secret binder, this is where I keep my plans for upcoming journals. So I had started on this very first page on February 15th and writing out journals that I wanted to make and to be done by these dates. And then I moved. I didn't know in February when I made this list that I was going to be moving. So that slowed it down, but as I mentioned in the other video about this binder, I combined sewing patterns with back to school, so I was able to do those two at the same time. But then I added an extra journal. I did 4 journals instead of my usual 2. But I got them done. I finished the last of the back to school / sewing pattern journals today, August 27th. So I have one more that didn't get done. And supposedly, according to this list, I wanted to have them done by August 30th. So the one that I didn't get done was the quick and easy category, and I was going to do a traveler's notebook style journal for the quick and easy. So I have a lot of different ideas for traveler's notebook, but what I decided that I would do is make traveler's notebooks with these vintage Harlequin Romance Novel covers that I bought at the library. I think I have 4 of them. Yep. I got these at the library probably a couple years ago, and I had done these before with different types of the vintage paperback covers. I don't know the year on these because I didn't keep the content, but I'm going to say 70s. They might be 80s, especially this one looks like it could be 80s, but I'm going to say 70s. And then I got the idea to use my pads that I bought for 1970s themes. So I just looked through papers and pulled some out, and I'll show you what I came up with. So these are from the Paper Studio Hobby Lobby. This one is called Retro Sunshine, and this one is called Peace, Love, and Happy Vibes. This one is orange and pink and blues, but they're more saturated colors. They're not super, super bright, but there's more color. And yellows. And then this one is kind of the same colors, pink, blue, yellow. I don't see orange here, but they're paler. So I'll show you what I picked out for each of the covers. One of these, I believe, yeah, this one here. I also have a mid-century, what's it called? Mid-mod. And this is from Michaels. And I got this for doing a mid-century journal, but I did pick out one of those for one of these covers for that one. I thought that orange was good with that orange. So I'm going to cut this into the size of a traveler's notebook style journal, and this will be on the front, and I will embellish it. So I do these kind of tongue-in-cheek. I think they're fun, and I hope that you will agree. And these 3 came out of, this one was from the darker pad, and this one's from the lighter pastel pad. I put the blue cover with this, even though there's no blue in this. I just realized there's green, but I thought it brought out the other colors that are in this cover. And I chose this one for The Edge of Beyond and this one for The Dream on the Hill. So what do you think about doing these? Maybe if I can If I can, I will link a video showing other journals that I've made out of old book covers, paperback book covers. I also got these two Hobby Lobby ones in the 6x6 paper. So same papers, but a smaller design so that it would work well on the small papers. So I can make tags and pockets and things with that. So I'm looking to see what I have to go with these. So this is my pack of 1970s stuff. These are modern cards. I got them in a book at a thrift store, like a punch-out activity type of book, games and stuff. But I thought these had a mid-century or 70s vibe. Like, I think that looks mid-century, but this could go with the 70s stuff. And maybe these. But these are purchased ephemera that I got at Hobby Lobby. These might actually be 60s style. 60s, 70s. Yeah, these will work. Has the smiley faces and the flowers and stuff. How do I get in? Oh. I couldn't remember what was in here. I wanted to see. Slow down, you're doing fine. Hey, sunshine. Lots of fun pieces in there. So I'll use some of those. These, I don't know if they were in a bundle of stuff at a flea market or if I got these in a Happy Mail. I think they're CD labels. Might be able to use them, I don't know. These are some things that I had made with my Cricut. This one looks like maybe 50s, but this one looks flower power. Not sure about the colors though. And I did put some 70s images from magazines and fashion catalogs, pattern catalogs. So I could use these. And this is just a scrap of wallpaper that I thought would go well with it. This one says the 60s, but I've got some smiley face cards. I don't know why there's a collie in there. And this is from a 1970s book. Stay Wild, Flower Child. I don't know where I got this. Did I get this in a Happy Mail? I don't remember buying it. This is a modern paper pad, but it's got 70s vibes. It says good vibes, so there's quite a few pages of that. This is in my 70s folder. It's not going to go in these journals, but she definitely has a 70s look to her. It's a decal. Singing Granny. This is also, has the 70s colors. Might not go in these journals. And some more stickers or decals or something. But I don't think these will go in these journals. This would definitely go with the 60s, the tie-dye. I could use this. Maybe this part, but not the ice cream. This was a 70s cookbook. But I liked all these groovy designs, so these will be great in this journal. There's a groovy lady. She's too big to be in a TN journal. Kicky Cupcakes. might be able to use those numbers. And I think that's everything that I had in this binder, or this folder, envelope. I don't think I'll use these. I don't like the colors with what I'm doing here. So I usually, this is a traveler's notebook style. I don't know if it's going to be the exact size that will fit in a traveler's notebook, the holder for the notebook inserts. So this would be like an insert. But let's see, I usually make the cover like 4.5 by 8.5. So I think that's a little big for the traveler's notebook, like a leather cover. So if you don't know, a traveler's notebook, it was a brand called Midori, and it was very popular for a while. I suppose it still is, I don't know, but it was a leather cover with straps, and you could fit 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 notebooks inside it, and you could use them and then remove them and put new ones in. So the cover was what you would keep, and you would just take the notebooks out and store them after they were done. So this would be in the style of one of the notebooks, the inserts that goes inside the leather cover. So I'm cutting this at 9 inches by 8.5. And then if I fold this in half, it'll be 4.5 by 8.5. And I don't remember if that's what I did before. It looks a little bit wide, but I'm not going to make this as something to go inside a cover. So I'm gonna make it this size. I don't plan on getting these done by the end of August. Today's 27th, and I only have a very short time to work on the journal, just to get it started, because it's almost 4 o'clock, so I have other things to do. So this is just to kind of gather supplies. And then 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, but 31 is Sunday, and it's a family reunion, so that is out. Put an X on that one. That gives me 3 days. And Layla's coming to hang out with me tomorrow. So, I really don't know how much crafting time I will have till the end of the month. So, whatever. I just want to get started. And if I'm still working on them in September, that is perfectly fine, because that's what I expect. So, this is Smuggled Love. I like the colors. I might put a brown mat, very, very narrow mat around this to help it stand off the page. And then do some collaging. That's part of the fun for me on these covers, is to not take them seriously and to do some fun collaging. Let me get out I'm going to cut one more paper. And I'm going to get out my binder of ephemera. Eclectic ephemera. So this one has smileys on it, so that's really not taking itself seriously. And maybe pull out some pieces that I want to use from my binder. Sorry, I put 2 sentences together there. I can trim these a little bit smaller if I need to, depending on the embellishments I want to include. I'm going to go grab that binder. grab two binders. One is assorted ephemera, all kinds of stuff, and this one is flowers, birds, and butterflies. Let's see what we might have in here that would work with these colors. Put those papers there so I can keep an eye on the colors I'm looking for. Well, we've got pinks. So I've got these hearts that came with something. I don't know what. They have this little, like, almost like a reinforcement, but it's, you know, for hanging them on something. That could be something fun. There's a darker pink. I can't get it. There we go. I might want that label. So this binder has some digital pieces, and these are punch outs from something. I have no idea what. Did I kick this? Sorry, everyone. I had to look at my camera and adjust it because I thought I kicked it out of the setting that I had it, you know, the view that I had it in. But my camera was saying something weird, like, I don't know what it meant. I thought it said something about locked. So I stopped the camera to take a look and make sure it was recording properly, and the portion I recorded seems to be okay. We'll see. I hope that you get to see all the beginning part of this video. So I'm just going through my binder looking for elements that I might want to use on my covers. I like using any of these little die cut shapes in the colors that match. These are just some little number tags. I have a die that cuts them out. There's an orange balloon. I'm just looking for the color. I'm keeping. Oh, these circles came with those little squares that I already pulled. But I don't know if I have any of the right kind of feel designs. Maybe this. They look like mid-century. I would use this, but it's not the color scheme that I'm using. Oh, I see some things there I might use. I can take the clock. And the flowers. These were cut out of a 1970s sewing pattern book. These are appliques. You could buy the pattern for the appliques. So I'll just get all of these out because the colors go. Oh, this is fun. A balloon dog sticker. I've got some fun stamps too, like rubber acrylic stamps. Oh, I could have used those in my back to school journals. Guess I'll take this butterfly, maybe the heart. There's another butterfly. television. Take these and this frame. Oh, this is where I move the ladies too when I combine journals or binders. This looks like it could be from the 70s. Okay. And I'll just keep my flowers and butterflies binder here in case I need to look for some flowers. I think I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so I have more room to play with embellishments. And I don't know what I'll do with that, but I might use parts of it on the back cover. I'm going to get a brown cardstock, and I'll either use pink or orange for this one. Well, I know I need to buy some orange cardstock. I did find this in the 12 by 12. It's not quite the shade of orange I was looking for, but I think it's too close to what this color is. So I don't know what I'm going to put on that. I do have, oh, I'll pull it out for this paper. It doesn't have to be cardstock. And maybe that would work. But I have the brown for this one. I want to sew around the edge of this. That's probably all the gluing I'll do in this video. It's almost time for me to stop and go do my housework. Okay, let's just play around with some of the things I pulled out. I've got all these other pieces too to play with. This definitely looks 70s. Are these all words? If we cover up the smuggled love and call it Just Be Yourself. Do all things with love. I think these are all too big for the covers. I'll probably cut some arrows and use some arrows and fun things like that. But you get the idea of what I want to do with these. I think it's going to be fun. And then I'll make fun pages to go on the inside. Then we'll have this one. And this one. Tell me what you think. Does this look like a fun project to you? And I guess I'm going to leave it here, and I'll be back in the next video. I hope you're having a creative day. Bye.